Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going back to work on the camper. It's been a while. It's been too cold, not enough daylight, hadn't had time, and I like doing a lot of camping and hiking in the winter because the cold temperatures, there's no bugs and all that kind of stuff. But today it's a beautiful day and we're gonna go back to work on the camper. So got a couple things I want to try to work on. One is going to be the kitchen area back here. I'm going to start building the wall. I'm going to build a wall here, right where this line's at. From here up, I'm going to build a wall, and this part back here will be kitchen space. And it'll be about 24 inches, so it's not a lot of space. If we didn't need so much other sleeping room and stuff in here, I'd probably scoot it over to about 36 inches, but we're fitting 6 people in here right now, so we got to keep as much sleeping space as possible. So we're going to have 24 inches from here over. That's going to be walled up. I'm also going to come across right about here, and there'll be a little storage space up above the kitchen space that we access from this side. So that'll allow us, when we're camping, we just open up the back hatch here. We'll have our kitchen space, and we'll be able to cook underneath the back hatch here and everything. So, but before I build that, I've got this wall over here. The top is not braced very well. I kind of put it in pretty quick when I did that part. And I learned a few things when I did this side. Well, I learned things from doing this side, and I did a better job on this side. So I gotta go back and kind of pull this off and put a piece across the top to support that a little bit. So we're gonna do that first. But that's my goal, is to get this wall up at least, and then I can start. I can't do everything I want to do yet because I don't have my fridge yet, and I haven't decided what fridge I want. So I'm leaning towards a Dometic. I don't know which model or size. I got to do a little bit more measurements. A lot of them won't fit very well back here without taking up the entire kitchen space, which I don't want the entire kitchen space to be refrigerator. So not sure what size or model, or even if I'll go with Dometic for sure yet, but that's what I'm leaning towards. So recommendations, drop them in the comments. What do you think? What have you used? What works well for you? What's a good brand? So we'll be getting that before too long. But for now, I'm going to start getting that wall together and doing a couple repairs on this wall. And we'll see what else we get into. Well, we're making decent progress. Got that whole wall fixed like I was talking about, and I've got this framed up for our kitchen space, and I got these pieces across the top, so that'll give us a little storage space in here that wasn't really accessible from the other side anyway, and then we'll wall this off. We've been trying to figure out kitchen layout. Seems to be the most complicated thing about this whole build, on how we want all of our stuff so that it's efficient and capable of doing what we need to do when we're on different kinds of trips. So we were kind of debating on what to do with this wall, and we talked about maybe using the ceiling, same stuff we put on the ceiling on it, or just a piece of plywood. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut a piece of plywood for right now, and we could always change it later if we need to, but I think I'm just going to do the piece of plywood on this side, and I'm not going to put a piece of plywood on the actual kitchen side. I'm just going to leave it open. I'm not really trying to completely isolate this area, so I'm not going to insulate this wall, but I'm going to seal it off from air as best I can, so that when we open up the back hatch here to get to the kitchen, all of our climate controlled air doesn't dump out in the winter or in the summer. And if we're out here cooking, we're not just like, you know, if we burn the bacon, it's not just pouring into the camper or anything like that. So trying to have a little bit of isolation, but mostly just for massive airflow. I still want some heat to seep back here to keep our kitchen area somewhat warm, or air conditioning to get back here to keep the kitchen area somewhat cool. So I'm not going to completely block it off, and I may even put a couple little vents that I can close in it later. I don't know. We'll see about that. But we've been trying to decide somewhat of how the kitchen is going to lay out, and it's just complicated. It's just complicated. But we got our stove here just for size reference, and we're trying to figure out, we're probably going to put the fridge over here on top of the stove and stack those, and that'll be a slide out, and then we'll probably have some drawers here, but we just haven't decided yet, because we're just working through it on how we think what might work well and would be efficient for the type of trips we're going to go on. So we'll come up with a game plan. We're just kind of winging it. That's how this whole project's been. So, but it's coming along. I'm going to try to get this piece of plywood cut and get that up, and then I may put plywood here, or I may go ahead and do it with some of this wood and kind of match the rest of the ceiling. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Lots of things I haven't decided on, but all right, I'm gonna try to get this piece of plywood cut out. Got it in there. Had to be a little creative. It's not, these walls on the side aren't perfectly square coming up, as basically nothing in here is square. So, but it fits just what we need. Well, I think I've done about all I can do on the kitchen for today. I haven't screwed this up yet. This piece, I still got to fasten it up, but I'm going to get some different screws. I'm going to get some fine head screws to do that with, so that I'm doing screws so I can take it off if I ever need to. But this is a finished piece of wood. We may do something a little different with that wall than we're going to do with the side walls. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to get some different screws for that. And over here, we're probably just going to leave it open. I might put another layer of plywood on this side. I haven't decided yet, but I might need that little extra depth for certain things, so we're going to see for now. And then at some point, I'm going to put ceiling up here, but I think I'm going to do this stuff on there like I've done on the rest of it. And I need to make sure the rest of I have enough for the rest of my ceiling before I use up that, in case I can't get any more. I may try to pick up another bundle and see. And so I still got some more to do on the ceiling, but it's like the edges, so I also need to get some, I've done all this with little nails, so I need to get some fine self-tapper screws if I can get some, because some of it's going to be on the metal part. So I got to finish out the edges on the ceiling. I'm ready for that on most of this. Not quite ready for it on this area. We still got some trim stuff to do down here. Yeah. All right. So that's all I'm going to do on the kitchen for today. So I've got a couple other things I want to take care of real quick while I've got time and I'm thinking about it. So one other thing, for any of you that are planning on doing something like this, which hopefully none of you are. If you are, you're crazy. All the locks on these vehicles are electric. No key, no key. There's no key on any of them except for the driver, which happens to be a door that we're not really planning on using. So the convenient thing is, this is from a 2005. That was a 2005 Suburban. Our one that we drive is a 2001, and on the 2001 they put a handle with a key on the passenger side as well, and on the back door, I think. Yep, and on the back, which you also don't have on the hatch. I don't think any of the hatches had a key. So if your battery is dead, you can't get the hatch open. So all the electric. Caleb, not so loud. Anyway, it's all electric, so you can't. There's no manual locking on this, other than if you get into here, cut a hole in, and get into the mechanisms and do it that way. So, but what I did find was this little device right here. I don't know if it's going to work yet or not, but it's a replacement button for this. That these are connected, they both lock when it's locked, so this has a key, and I'm going to replace this and see if it works, and that'll give us a manual key lock for the back hatch. And then I'm going to swap the door handle off our Suburban, so we'll actually have a key matched door on this that matches it. So that's what we're gonna do there. See if it works. everything's working good. So that's resolved, and I just need to get up a little bit more hardware to keep moving forward on this kitchen area and decide what fridge we want and get it so we can design that part, and then we'll work our way across from the fridge over. Once we get that built, we'll start building drawers and the other things that we want in the kitchen area here. So I think that's about all I can do for today. We're about to head out and do some other things anyway, but we're making progress slowly but surely. Not a lot today, but it's better than nothing. So lots to do, but lots already done. So we'll call it a day, and we'll see you next time.